That'll do it. The Boston Celtics move on.
So the 2018 Philadelphia 76ers consisted of Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Markelle Fultz as their big three. As we know, that has not worked out. But let's quickly rewind to 2014, where the NBA draft ended up happening. And yeah, history was made that day.
With the third pick in the 2014 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Joel Embiid from Yaoundé, Cameroon.
And well, let's just say...
in his career from the 5 spot, not bad, as he gets called with a foul and
Embiid hammered it back after the Saric miss.
2016, there were celebrations again with their pick.
With the first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Ben Simmons from Melbourne, Australia, and Louisiana State University.
Mentioned in the aftermath of the process, which I just talked about a bit earlier, they ended up drafting Markelle Fultz. So that was kind of the end of the process. And obviously, he's been a mistake now, but I'm not going to blame it on him. Number one, because they also drafted Jahlil Okafor. And I think Markelle Fultz is 20 times better than Jahlil Okafor, even though I don't think it's that bad. Like, when you're an NBA player, you can only be so bad. So always keep that in mind when I'm making my videos. But there was obviously, they didn't perform to their measures, but I'm not going to talk about that. Last season, they obviously lost to the Raptors of Kawhi's buzzer beater. 76ers fans were mad, but the Raptors, it was the Raptors' year. After they won, even during that game, you felt like, after the game, you felt like it was their year. And even during that game, you felt it was like it was their year. And they ended up winning. And yeah, I feel bad for Sixers fans about that, but it happened. There's nothing that they could have done. And then, yeah, this year happened.
The options, you go inside or do you try to wrap this up in a bow and let's go home? Brett Brown doesn't want 5 more minutes. He goes right to the corner.
Obviously, they failed. And that might sound like an overreaction. No, it was a complete failure by the Philadelphia 76ers. 2 of their probably players that they relied on most, then probably their most 2 overpaid players, this didn't help, were Tobias Harris and Al Horford, who played terribly in this series. And yes, they played terribly. The only players that either did better than they did during the regular season, or played around the same, were Joel Embiid and Josh Richardson. The only 2 players that I think did well enough for them to actually beat the Celtics. They could have actually beaten the Celtics without Ben Simmons. Obviously, it hurt to not have Ben Simmons in there. In fact, that's probably one of the reasons why they did so bad in this series. But a lot of it was just underperforming. Like, Al Horford and Tobias Harris played terribly. Like, it was really bad. While some players played well, in my opinion, Matisse Thybulle and Furkan Korkmaz played their role. Furkan, I was watching the games, and he shot well enough for them to do. He played his role. He did well with shooting. Then Matisse Thybulle did well with his defense. He locked up their best players for a long time in that series. Joel Embiid and Josh Richardson. May I just say, Josh Richardson always seems to step up and do his role. He did amazing in that series. Joel Embiid did his part. He played like the normal Joel Embiid he does. But he could only do so much when it was only him and Josh Richardson out on their floor doing either better or doing a little bit better than they normally play. They were the only 2 players I noticed out there actually doing well during that series. And it was a complete failure and it was a complete flop.
Tracked by Morris. He can forget it.
Now is, what do the 76ers do next? Now, as you can see on screen, I'm showing James Harden highlights. They should trade for James Harden. In my opinion, a fair trade would be something like having a 2 first-round pick, like all the first-round picks you can trade to the Rockets. Tobias Harris, Matisse Thybulle, and Furkan Korkmaz. In my opinion, that's even underpaying for James Harden. I'm just saying that is a trade possibility. I'm saying that because I think that the Rockets, after this season, need to seriously look at themselves and say, are we good enough to be a title contender? And in my opinion, no, they are not. But can they get better with a rebuild? In my opinion, the Rockets can. In my opinion, the Sixers need to win. They even just need to make the conference finals. They just need to have success. That's what the Sixers need. And with James Harden, you're gonna get that shooting, and that can be very, very helpful for you. Trade is more of a star for star kind of trade. So the 76ers get Kristaps Porzingis from the Mavericks. So this isn't 100% realistic because I think Kristaps is really happy at the Mavs, but I'm saying Kristaps could also very well go to the 76ers as a good player. So in my opinion, a trade could be Ben Simmons for Kristaps Porzingis. In my opinion, this has a 2% chance of happening. I mean, I think it's kind of realistic in the fact it's a star-for-star trade, but I'm not sure if the Mavs would do it, but I'm almost certain the 76ers would. In my opinion, you'd need to, if you were the Sixers, you're going to need to package someone else, like Matisse Thybulle, Furkan Korkmaz, and an extra first-round pick. That'd be a sweet deal for the Mavs, and the Mavs would have more certainty of accepting that. But Luka and KP have this chemistry. Like, they get along really, really well. And I'm not sure if Ben Simmons and Luka would have that same kind of bond. But, like, imagine this if chemistry didn't really matter in this trade, the 76ers wouldn't even be trading Ben Simmons away. Because that's one issue. It has been proven that they are not getting along with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. So, I'm just saying, if the chemistry wasn't there between Luka and KP, I'm saying this trade would be 50%. But I'm saying that their chemistry and the Mavs' unwillingness to trade unwillingness to mess with kind of Luka, so could really damage this trade. But it is a trade that could help the 76ers out. If you enjoyed this video today I tried trying to structure it a little bit differently, and I hope that you enjoy this version more. Obviously, this video has gone for a lot longer, and this video took a lot more effort, so maybe expect a little less videos, but I'm hoping to upload with a little bit more consistency. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please remember to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye!